Thanks everyone for joining. Given that it's 12:02, let's get started. So we are here today for our webinar, Beginning, Intermediate, and Advanced Techniques for Personalization. So really excited to show you guys, everyone who's attended, we've all heard of personalization, but, of course, what does it mean, how to get started, and how can you scale your opportunity as you get more and more advanced. So before we dive in and we introduce our speakers, sorry about that. Just wanted to do some quick housekeeping so you have an idea of what to expect today. So please enter all of your questions in the chat throughout the presentation. Make sure if you are going to do that to send to panelists and attendees. So we are using the chat feature rather than the Q&A feature for that. And we want to make sure that everyone is able to see. We will have representatives from each organization in the chat to answer the questions, and we'll be watching that. And you will also receive a recording and copy of the presentation within 24 hours of the webinar ending. So if you miss anything, don't worry, we'll be sending that out to you. And with that said, let's do a quick introduction of the speakers that we have today. I'll start first. I am Lindsay Kolinsky. I am the Senior Marketing Lead here at Okendo. We are a reviews and ratings platform, customer marketing, and surveys. I'll go through that in a little bit, but really excited to be joined here by some of our other partners today. So Roy, I'll kick it off to you.
Thanks. Hi, my name is Roy. I'm the head of partnerships at Rise AI. Very happy to be here. Thank you.
Greg Zakowicz with OmniSend, email and SMS marketing automation platform, and myself, senior e-commerce expert. I've been involved in email marketing for 17 years now, believe it or not.
Hi, Jen Rogers. I am the manager of our revenue enablement team here at ShipBob, a 3PL in the e-commerce tech space. Excited to be here.
Hi, I'm Ria. I'm the technology partnerships manager at Nosto, and also very excited to be here.
Awesome. Great. Well, thanks everyone for that. All right, so let's get started. So as I mentioned, Okendo is a customer marketing platform. We help Shopify brands leverage reviews, surveys, and continuous customer insights to drive revenue through on-site conversion. We'll help collect zero-party data, which we'll talk about in a little bit, ultimately to enable better customer experiences. So we work with incredible brands such as Netflix, Skims, Rode Beauty, which is Hailey Bieber's brand, Feastables, all of, a lot of Shopify's fastest growing brands, over 7,000 of them. So kind of why are we here today? So as I mentioned before, personalization is becoming a buzzword, but what does that actually mean for your brand? So a few interesting stats to kind of kick off this conversation. So about 80% of shoppers are more likely to make a purchase if a company has adopted a personalized approach. 50% of shoppers report having made an impulse purchase after receiving a personalized email or communication from a brand. 40% of consumers have purchased something more expensive than planned because their experience with personalized. I know I have fallen victim to this and given more money to a brand than I should have, but we love it. And then last but not least, according to McKinsey, personalization can drive a 10 to 15% increase in revenue. So again, when we're talking personalization, why it's important, it's obviously customer experience, but at the end of the day, it does have an impact on revenue. Customers are more willing to buy from you, more willing to spend more when you give them that personalized experience. And that's really why, again, we're here today to talk about what are some easy wins that you can do for that personalization, and then how do you get more advanced with that strategy to increase your bottom line. So starting with Okendo and kind of the customer marketing side of how to use reviews and reviews and surveys to start off with your personalization strategy. Here's kind of my tip for what a beginner strategy would be. And that would be to add filters to your reviews to allow customers to personalize the experience on their own terms. So what do I mean by that? When you go to a review site or when you go to a brand and you look at their reviews, oftentimes, you'll see tens, hundreds, however many reviews that they would have on their product. And that can be really overwhelming for a customer. If I'm a new customer and I'm trying to look through social proof and figure out, okay, who is like me? Who is like me and using this product? And what does that mean? So allowing a reviews filter at the top of your reviews widget on your page to give customers that ability to actually find reviewers who are like them. So while that's not necessarily you as a brand personalizing the experience for them, it's giving them the opportunity to personalize it on their own terms. So again, we have Zurali here. They are a camping equipment brand, and basically they allow customers to filter based on age range and how they're using it. So I'm from New York City. I'm not a big camper, but if I'm in the marketplace, for a tent, I might be looking for a different purpose than someone who, say, is an experienced camper. I might not care about whether or not it's good for hiking because I'm probably not going to be carrying it around. I just want to know, if I'm going in my backyard, is it going to keep me warm and do the purpose there? So being able to filter and get social proof based on people who have the same experiences, use cases that you're looking for is going to help with the personalization. It's going to help with conversion and help, make me a new customer. So that's kind of my beginner tip. And I'll get into the next phase in terms of what this data is also going to help you from a personalization side. So going to my intermediate strategy, collecting zero-party data through reviews and surveys to power your personalized campaigns. So what is zero-party data? That's another buzzword. Zero-party data is essentially data that a customer is giving you about themselves voluntarily. So unlike getting it from other sources or trying to figure out, you're basically asking your customers, tell me this about you. So the first way to collect that data is asking for customer attributes in reviews. So what we were filtering off in that past example, those are actually called customer attributes. And I'll show you a little bit of how you can personalize those for your brands. The great part about them is they help with conversion for new customers, as I showed you before, being able to filter. But from a returning customer experience, I now have that data about you one-to-one that you gave me, and I can use that for personalization. Similarly, you can also enable microsurveys to collect that same information about preferences, behaviors, and demographics. So we'll go into that a bit. And then just a general tip in terms of how to make sure you're maximizing the data that you're getting. Offering incentives is going to help make sure that you get that review completion and that survey completion so you can have the maximum data possible. So going into these customer attributes. So here's Ilia. They are a skincare makeup brand, but essentially, they are asking, so before with Zurali, you saw age, you saw how you're using it. As a makeup brand, they're asking for things like skin type, skin tone, undertone, concern, and age range. So again, you can see kind of over here, they have a filter. If I wanted to filter by someone who has similar skin type, skin tone as me, but at the end of the day, I now know all of this information about Summer. So I know Summer has combination skin, light medium tone, and she's concerned about aging. So if I know those are her concerns, since I got this data in a review, now I can maybe potentially offer her a product recommendation based on something like this. So really making sure that you're collecting those attributes with reviews. It's also really helpful because reviewers understand how you're using the data. Again, because it probably helped them make the decision on their initial purchase. So taking another brand, so again, that was skincare. You really have to think about kind of your brand, what makes sense for you to collect, and also what personalized experiences you might want and what data you might need for that. So here's a different brand, similarly using customer attributes, but in a very different way. This is Plunge. They do cold plunge baths, and they're basically asking, how often are you using the bath? What temperature do you like your plunge? And then, how does the product stand out? And again, what's great about this is now I know, hey, this customer is using it weekly. When we're thinking about personalization, maybe I'll send an SMS text every week, hey, did you get through your plunge? Do you need motivation? So having this data really is going to allow you as a brand to figure out all of the personalization strategy after that. So similarly, in terms of reviews, you can also collect a lot of this data through surveys. So at Okendo, we like to do what we call a micro survey, which is about 3 to 5 questions maximum. And the idea of that is that it shouldn't interrupt the customer experience. It should be easy. And again, part of that is to make sure you get the maximum data possible. So similar to a customer attribute where I could ask a question, if I were a jewelry brand, what type of jewelry do you wear? I can also ask this in a survey. So kind of going here saying, what type of jewelry do you wear? They like rings. Great. I now have this in their customer profile. And again, I can use that to send them a custom product recommendation, or any other personalization afterwards. So making sure you're using different means to try to collect that data and not just one approach is really important. Great. And then going back to what I said about rewards. So, if you're offering surveys, reviews, you're asking the customer for their time, for their information. And again, it should be quick, but you want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to make sure you're getting as much data as possible, since that's going to power a lot of your personalization strategy. So using rewards to make sure, hey, 15% off your next order. We also have a great integration with Rise where we can say, here's some loyalty points on your next order. All of that is really important, again, to make sure you get the review, to get the survey complete, to make sure you're getting maximum data. But the great benefit is now they have a coupon or loyalty points to continue using on future orders, ultimately going to continue to increase their CLV, especially if you personalize, their second touch after that. So kind of what I've been mentioning, personalizing with that zero-party data. So now you have the data from your reviews, your surveys. How does this work? So you can sync the data from your reviews and surveys to your ESP or SMS platform. So like an OmniSend that I'm sure Greg is going to get into, what are all of those customized communications that you can send? But really using all of that, like I've been mentioning, to send those personalized targeted campaigns. And again, I'll let Greg take a lot of it from there, but just some ideas that we have here at Okendo, and some I've mentioned it before. Product recommendations. So knowing, based on someone's routine, their concerns, what other products could work with them. Educational and onboarding content, I think, is something that's becoming more and more important. It's not just always about the sale, especially if someone's using a product, or, again, going back to a skincare example, maybe saying, I know you now have dry skin. Here's some examples of how to make sure, your skin is staying moisturized in the dry winter. Things like that are really going to help with your community is really important, and having that personalization to understand which content makes sense for them. And then in addition, personalized rewards and offers. So you can collect someone's birthday in a survey. You can even ask them about it, in a review if you really wanted to. Survey is probably the better use case for that. But again, now that I have your birthday, I can offer you a birthday reward. So we worked with the brand WAG, and what they did in their reviews was they collected information about dog breeds, dog age, and the dog's eating habits. And with all of that information, they were able to send product recommendations for that specific dog. So based on, again, a little puppy who's a mixed breed, this might be a good type of treat for them. And with that, they saw a 64% increase in review request click rate, 300% increase in place order rate, and a 423% increase in revenue per recipient. So again, personalization works, and it will impact your bottom line. And then just another idea of how you can kind of sync this data, the zero-party data, now that you've collected it from reviews. On a different side, outside of just, SMS and email, you can also use it for your paid ads. So if you are doing any Meta or Instagram campaigns, you can sync those segments that you have. So again, dry skin versus, oily skin and acne concerns. Let's do 2 separate ads for these groups and target them based on who we know. So not only that, if we really want to up the ante, adding star ratings and social proof to those individual targeted ads, just really gonna hit home. This is just, again, social proof in general has a huge impact on conversion. So combining these really, really targeted ads with that social proof, it's gonna be a win-win. And then last but not least, the advanced strategy. So my advanced strategy, again, as it relates to surveys, is to use contextual targeting to collect the customer data that you're missing. So Okendo has a really cool feature with our surveys called contextual targeting. And what this means is getting the survey to the right person at the right time. So you can see here, we have this customer. We know that she's a female. We know that she has an oval face, but we're missing the style of sunglasses that she prefers. So with contextual targeting, I can basically set up and say, hey, if someone is missing, style, I need to collect that data because I want to personalize my efforts for them, but I don't have that. And again, this goes back to not every customer is going to leave a review, even if you give them an incentive. Not every customer is going to, answer a survey, even if you ask. But again, if you're smart about what you're asking and why, your chances of getting the information you want are going to increase. So using contextual targeting, again, you can set things like where you want to ask that question, who you want it to ask them to, when they're scrolling and where, how often, and say, if they're missing, this is who I want to target to. Whereas maybe after they answer this question, okay, I'll ask them an NPS question next time, or I'll ask them, how did you hear about us? But right now I really need to get this data. So that's a really cool advanced way. Again, if you're trying to think about the data that you need in order to personalize, if you're missing it, being able to use that contextual targeting tool. And with zero-party data, it's really all about making sure that you are, again, trying to collect this data in as many different places as possible to maximize the insights that you're getting. So with that, if you guys have any questions, you can definitely contact me at lindsay.klinsky@okendo.io. I'll kick it off to the next speaker. And again, you'll all get a recording, but thanks so much for your time today.
And I believe that is me, Lindsay, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
All right. I think I am sharing now, so I'll just go with the assumption. If not, you guys please correct me. So thanks everyone for your time. Thanks for being here today. I certainly do appreciate it. So Lindsay is right. I'm not going to touch on product recommendations too much, but if you could put them in your emails, I'll love you for it, because you should absolutely be doing that. Just very quickly, I'm going to save you the sales pitch, but OmniSend, as I mentioned, we're an email and SMS marketing automation platform. We're built specifically for e-commerce merchants, plug and play integrations with BigCommerce, WooCommerce, Shopify, of course, and 100+ integrations across the board. And I mentioned I've been in email marketing for 17 years now, coming up on 18. So it's been a long time, and I never thought I'd be in this long, but here we are. All right, so the goal today is to give you 3 actionable kind of tips to work toward that build upon one another, right? So as you start to optimize one, you can go back and look at the previous one and say, how do we make this better? And let's start with beginner, because crawl, walk, run. So let's start crawling. So OmniSend, and this is mostly me sifting through a lot of spreadsheets and data, but we put out these stats reports every year, and for Black Friday, things like that on our website. And the 2022 report we put out about a month or so ago. Ultimately, what we're looking at is beginner email marketing automation. And this is where it's going to drive a lot of revenue for you. And you can set it up very simply. And that's the one question is a beginner and automation really compatible? And the answer is a definitive yes, right? So you get tools like OmniSend or other platforms that will have those templates already built in. So a couple clicks, your workflow is already built, and you just need to make a message. So what we're looking at here at the left-hand side is very quickly, you don't have to summarize or memorize the screen or the chart there, but your very top line, which is tough to read, it's your promotional campaigns. These are your scheduled messages. Average conversion rate, which would be conversions based on number of emails sent, is 0.08 for the entire year. This encompassed 17 billion marketing emails last year, by the way, so not a small percentage. The worst performing email automation here is 0.5%. So the worst performing one is significantly better than your scheduled message. And the reason is they're more personalized, right? They're going to send based on user behavior. Did I abandon a shopping cart? Did I sign up for an email program? Did I not make a purchase after a while? Did I make a purchase? The relevance of the message is what's important here. And you can see year over year, the percentage of email orders that come from marketing automation versus the percentage of sends. So we're almost 32% last year, we're less than 2% of the sends. The goal is to make these work for you in a very effective and simplistic manner. So you could look at this, go, well, I'm a beginner. Where the heck do I start here, Greg, right? And I would say automation is not created equal. So out of that 31, almost 32% of email orders from the automation, 82% come from only 3 series of messages. And that's going to be your cart abandonment, your welcome message, and your browse abandonment. So if you're looking for a place to start, this is where I would start here. And the goal is then to optimize the messages as you become more familiar. I'll give you some examples later on here, but we want to make these work in our favor here. So if you're looking for a place to start, welcome message, welcome series, 1 message at a time, get it going. Cart abandonment, close to cache. All right, so we get a second message, third message. Browse abandonment, for those that might not know, excuse me, this is online window shoppers. These are people who check out products on your website, but fail to cart a product and then leave. We can retarget to those people. So if you're looking for a place to start from a beginner side, go ahead. You can Google best practices on these things, which some of them I'll agree and disagree, but something is better than nothing. And that is what's important for you. So this would be your beginner tactic, and the effectiveness of this can be really pronounced. So Figpin is a customer of ours. They are a Shopify customer, and the marketing person there, she's a one-woman wrecking crew, and she listened to me, I don't know, write something or say something on a webinar like this one time. She's like, all right, this guy Greg says I should do these 3 series. And she just very quickly got the workflows going, one message at a time, added a second one as they developed. They weren't the prettiest message to start, and then she made them better. But 24% of their automated or their email revenue comes from these automated messages. So it's one at a time, very simplistic to do. And that was just one person doing them, which I think most email programs have 1, maybe 2 people running them for the most part. So we know time of it is of the essence. Once you get those going, we want to get intermediate on you. And this is where I would shift channels a little bit and make these work together as complementary channels. And this is where SMS comes into play. Like, everyone is probably signed up for at least one SMS marketing program, if nothing else, to check it out and see what the heck is going on with it. But it's rapidly growing year over year. You can see those numbers on the left side of your screen there. Here's the thing. Everyone texts, right? It is no longer a generational cohort conversation here. My mother is a baby boomer. I am a Gen Xer. So I was visiting her. We live out of state from one another last holidays, and her phone kept blowing up because she's got everything on volume 100, right? And then she reads everything out loud. So to my surprise, she was reading marketing message after marketing message via text. And it occurred to me that she is not a technology adopter by any stretch of the imagination. She's still signing up for these. So it's across the board. And this is where we want to jump on it, make it most effective for us, and try to make it a complementary channel. The beauty about SMS marketing is we all know it's more immediate of a channel. So we could send an email. I might see it in 30 seconds. I might see it in 2 hours. I might see it a day later. We don't really know. With SMS marketing, for the most part, people are reading that within minutes, not maybe an hour because you're stuck in a meeting, but it's there. So you can use it for a time sensitive standpoint. So it could be last chance reminders, flash sales. It could be SMS exclusive flash sales, kind of whatever you want to do. But we can piggyback there with email. You can certainly use it, especially on those big days like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, to drive people to emails. So if I'm an SMS and email subscriber, you've got a lot of content you want to put in there. Maybe it's to tell people they've got personalized recommendations, right? You drive them over there to the email. And if they're not part of your email program, maybe that's the call to action to get them to prompt and sign up for that. Exclusivity, right? That's always a good thing. We want to make it exclusive to them. So again, tie it with your flash sales, SMS only offers. We can promote 2 different channels here. Fitting them into your automated workflows is going to be big with building upon the beginner one. So the workflows now are no longer, you need multiple workflows to do same messaging. You just put an SMS message in the same workflow as the email. You can change timing. You can treat users much differently. And then really the thing no one ever talks about is replacing unsubscribes with your emails. So of course, everyone has an email program. You're going to churn customers and contacts on there. You're going to acquire new ones. But what happens typically with email unsubscribes, and that is we take the email address, we build a lookalike audience, we sync it to our Facebook and Instagram or paid search or TikTok or whatever we're doing there, whichever other retargeting channel we do. And then we're trying to reacquire them all over again. Well, SMS gives you that zero party or first party data, whichever terminology you want to use for it. But we can capture and tie that to the email behavior, even though they're unsubscribed, is a more cost-effective way to retarget them. It also syncs with the e-com platform. So of course, we know if they're making purchases, we could tie it all together, and hopefully it reduces your retargeting costs because you can hit them via SMS and you still have that direct communication channel with them as well. And here's a company, Divatris, we work with. So I was talking to the owner, Rob, months ago, and he was like, yeah, you know what, we weren't really sure if it was going to be a viable channel for us. It had some interest to it, but they figured we'd throw mobile number on their pop-up form along with email address. And you can see the results here in 8 months, 70,000 subscribers, but 13,000 of which were SMS only. So this is potentially 13,000 people they paid to drive traffic to their website where they might have missed off on the email opportunity and retarget them. And now they have SMS only, over 100,000 in excess sales. And now SMS is 7% of their marketing revenue across the board. So big channel. And all they did was let their customers tell us whether they wanted they wanted SMS messages from the brand or not. And if they don't, they're not going to sign up, and that's your telltale sign. It's very easy. And that brings us to advanced. So we want to marry these two, and then we want to make our workflows more effective here. So I'm not going to go through much on the left side of the screen. I did this more for download and to look at after the fact. Within your email messages, whether they're automated or scheduled promotional, these are the value adds and things I would try to promote in those messages. Product recommendations, certainly one of those things, even if it's secondary or tertiary content, right? Make them unique, personalized there. But focus on things like return policies, focus on those testimonials and top rated products and all those things to make it better. The right side of the screen is really where I want to focus here. So if we take those 3 message series and we say, how do we optimize these to make them more effective for us? Well, think about one by one. So a welcome series, traditional best practices, and what most companies will do is send 1, 2, maybe 3 messages in that welcome series, same message to everyone, kind of onboards them, drives them to the point of purchase, maybe informs them a little bit about the brand or use cases. But think about with the user experience there. So personalization is part of making the experience better. So for me, if I click on men's shoes in the welcome message and the person next to me will say, Lindsay clicks on women's swimsuits. Well, we have very different shopping needs at that point, right? So why are we getting the same series over? So we could do a click-based series that says, okay, Greg clicked on men's shoes. Let's send them something with product recommendations around men's shoes or top-rated products on men's shoes and give him a more customized thing. And for Lindsay over there, we'll send, hot fashion trends for swimsuits or the new drops this year. We'll personalize those things as well. And we can customize that to drive the purchase a little bit more. Obviously, mixing SMS into these channels as well. If you offer an incentive, you can maybe use an SMS. Hey, your welcome incentive is going to expire, whatever it might be there. Cart abandonment, we use the same principle here. So think about the person who abandons a $20 shopping cart versus a $300 cart. Very different needs, very different reasons for abandoning. So we can split those and say, okay, cart total is under free shipping threshold. We're going to send them a message to give them and spend a little bit more, come back, hit the free shipping so they get a little more perk in there, and we'll drive them. But the $300 cart, free shipping is not the reason they abandon. So we want to maybe put some of those value adds in there, return policies, focus on those a little bit more. Maybe we want to send additional messages or additional channels to those people. And then for purchase history, this will apply both for cart and for browse abandonment. So we could send the message in there, but if we factor in the purchase history of that person to customize the message a little bit more, we can make a really more fine-tuned experience for them. So I abandoned a cart or I check out your website and I've never bought from you before. Maybe your messaging to me is going to be a little bit different than a one-time customer coming back to consider a second-time purchase, or a loyal customer. Right? Does the loyal customer need 3 messages and an SMS and a deep discount? Probably not. Right? Maybe we just want to do one message knowing they're going to spend. And maybe we give them something to try to increase their AOV. So you do these things and you mix these channels and you can really customize the experience with a simple split here, and then work all the other personalization tactics into those emails as well. And you'll have a really humming program at that point. Here's just a couple of visual examples. I'm not going to walk through these. I just kind of said them verbally, but again, you can reference this after you download the presentation or check out the presentation tomorrow when we send it out to you. Real quick, here's a big commerce customer of ours, Beware Sportswear. They already had an abandoned cart program in place, so they had baseline metrics, and they go, "Oh, heard a guy like Greg tell me I should be splitting these things." So they went all the way. They did SMS, email. They split based on cart totals. They changed everything around. And on top of that, they increased their recovered revenue rate 15%. And ultimately, again, what that does is the more I recapture here, the less I need to pay to retarget on third-party sites, which brings my cost a little bit down, increases my profit a little bit more. So kind of summarizing it very quickly: beginner, use automation, especially the 3 we talked about: welcome, cart, and browse abandon. Intermediate, build up your SMS program, try to make them complementary channels. And then as you become more advanced, focus on the intent of the customers, the intent of the shoppers, cater those messages to the intent, and work as much personalization in as you can from there. So here's my contact info. If anyone wants to hit me up with any questions, you can find me on social media as well. But with the sake of moving time, I'm now going to turn it over to the next in line. So thank you.
Awesome. And I believe that is me. So let me go ahead and get my screen shared. Okay, and I know, Greg, I am definitely privy to falling into those cart abandonment emails. So they definitely work for consumers. Excited to be here today, guys. So my name's Jen. Again, I'm the manager of our revenue enablement team here at ShipBob. Prior to switching over into the training space, I was a merchant success manager for about 3 years. So working directly with merchants and really focusing on that personalized and branding experience. So definitely a passion of mine. So today I'll be talking about ways that you can really power personalization with a 3PL to create a unique brand experience for your customers that ultimately boosts conversion, repeat purchases, and brand loyalty. I'm going to start with the basics of how to get set up with a 3PL to easily scale your custom offerings. From there, I'm going to jump into some of these beginner, intermediate, and advanced techniques for personalization that you can use when partnering with a 3PL like ShipBob. First things first. So I just want to make sure that everyone's really familiar with the concept of a 3PL. A 3PL is an outsourced service that manages a brand's inventory and order fulfillment operations, and that includes everything from storage, picking and packing, that carrier handoff process, as well as returns management. So how it works at ShipBob is our system automatically verifies and receives customer order data. Orders from all different sales channels go to the closest fulfillment center, and our warehouse management software from there will really help the pickers to streamline their workflow to pick and pack the most orders in the least amount of time. And then finally, we have automated carrier sort machines that pick the optimal packaging and carrier service to ship your package from there. Third-party logistics providers, or 3PLs, are really now key for merchants of any size who have intentions to scale. So using a 3PL can really offload the time and stress of managing shipping logistics in-house while maintaining those low costs. Some of the benefits include access to a multinational operation infrastructure. You'll have the ability to test new markets without low upfront investment. You'll insulate your business from additional risks and charges, and also provide scalable packing solutions, potential to fulfill B2B orders for online retailers and brick and mortar, and just a better last mile experience. As your brand grows to new channels, new territories, larger customer base, it gets really more and more difficult to scale without sacrificing the brand experience. Maintaining a consistent branding unboxing experience, regardless of where the end customer is, can really be a massive challenge. And today, these unboxing experiences are more important than ever. So that brings up the topic of personalization. No matter how big your company is, everyone wants that unboxing experience like the great D2C brands can offer. Casper, Allbirds, Chubbies are just a few that come to mind. We've seen an increase of this customization when it comes to subscriptions as well, where the first order is that fast 2-day shipping with a free add-on and a welcome letter. And then the rest of your orders may follow a standard process. When self-fulfilling, putting together a personalized custom experience can take up so much of your time and really just isn't feasible in many cases. These customizations really aren't possible until you look at automations and scale. And that's why automation really just doesn't equal a process for the sake of time reductions or cost savings. It's often the only way to create a brand experience that your customers really want to come back to, and where customization is really important when using a 3PL and the benefits that we can provide. So let's look at some of the options that you guys really have to personalize that shopper experience. A good place to start is to customize your packaging. We've all received those standard brown, white boxes or mailers from Amazon, but using custom branded packaging is really a good first step to use personalization to set your brand apart, increase recognition, and boost loyalty. For an e-commerce business, that direct touch point that your brand has with your customers is when they receive the package and unbox it. Through custom packaging, you can build an everlasting connection with your customer by ensuring that they really have that great opening and unboxing experience. Custom branded experience can really influence purchasing decisions, generate social buzz. Fun fact, 40% of shoppers will share that product image on social media, and who doesn't love free marketing there, word of mouth. And it's really going to also boost customer loyalty and retention. So here at ShipBob, we make it very, very simple for you to incorporate custom packaging with support for custom boxes and mailers alike. We work with partners like Arca and No Issue, to name a few, to help you design branded custom packaging that can be used in all of your orders. And then where we really take it that extra step is our box algorithm technology uses a triple cubescan process to input product dimensions and weights along with the different items in your order to determine the best size and packaging appropriate. So you've all probably received a package from Amazon, that small pen in a giant box. Our system helps take that element away. So optimizing from a cost standpoint, as well as that branding experience. Scaling with a 3PL really removes those inefficiencies that come along with self-fulfillment and helps to automate the process and really give you time back in your day then to focus on things like growth and less on focusing on that manual packaging of the orders. Okay, but don't know where to start on your custom packaging journey? You aren't alone. So here are some of our best tips. We really recommend first that the package be attractive. So by customizing your package with different colors, designs, logos, just to name a few, can really enhance the presentation of your product and make the whole package more attractive. Unique. A good packaging design has to be unique in a way that makes your product stand out. Hassle-free. The unboxing has to be impressive, but also really just easy and simple. It should be packaged in a way that minimizes waste and uses recyclable materials if possible. And then last but not least, instant brand recognition. So the package should be designed in line with your brand values and showcase your branding. This box here too, you can see is just an example of a really unique custom boxing experience from our merchant, Mad Tasty. Okay, so next level, intermediate here. After you have your branded packaging in place, the next step would be include personalized gift notes or loyalty-focused inserts. Really, the goal here is make receiving a package from your brand feel like receiving a gift by including those custom inserts on orders. Product inserts are really having their moment and are a hidden gem for providing personalization. They're great branding opportunities that not only delight customers, but can really increase that loyalty and the repeat purchases. Some of the benefits here, I would say, are really just that you're creating that memorable experience, whether you're allowing your customers to add their own heartfelt notes at the checkout when sending a gift to family and friends, or it could be a letter coming directly from the brand itself. So you can use an insert really as a promotional opportunity. You can include discount codes for future purchases and special offers, as well as just a general thank you from the brand. Our pro tip here as well is you can add a QR code for offers or contact information, and it really just makes it a more seamless experience for your shoppers, and at the same time, giving that extra benefit of collecting first-party data, which is becoming more and more difficult to collect. Using a 3PL like ShipBob allows you to automate this process to make customization simple rather than a headache. When self-fulfilling, things like custom gift notes or loyalty inserts can be a challenge to get right in every order, and even more difficult when you want to include discount offers that apply after X amount of purchases. ShipBob merchants can use our rules engine to seamlessly and automatically include gift notes, welcome letters, or even special discount offers. This is really a great add-on too, especially when it comes to peak season, when you're looking to add things like seasonal marketing inserts or custom gift notes for the holidays as well. And these are just examples here of custom gift notes and loyalty inserts from one of our merchants. So the Caker, a really cool brand that does luxury cake kits, definitely try them if you haven't already. They're fabulous. They take it another step further though, and include fun pictures and additional recipes in the orders, which is really cool. Awesome. So once you've tackled those first two steps, next is going to be to look at personalized messaging along with your order. So with apps and integrations, it's really important to deliver a consistent shopper experience. And to do that, you can do it by connecting your e-commerce tech stack powered by real-time data. So integrations can really help when it comes to multi-channel commerce management, tracking insurance and returns, customer support and communication tools, subscription management, custom packaging and inserts, as well as carbon offsetting. We would definitely say, over communicate with email and SMS, and inaccurate delivery times and costs can really jeopardize the customer relationship at a time when retention is paramount. And that's why we integrate with tech leaders like Gorgeous and Klaviyo to help manage customer expectations with clear, personalized delivery information on every order. A few ways that you can start setting stronger expectations. So transparent cost timelines on the on-site checkout. Shipping updates via text and SMS with Klaviyo. Gorgeous provides support channels with real-time data. And then you can also use partners like Route that provide those custom tracking pages with partners. So why is this important though? Clear communication really just helps to set up those expectations and also to retain new customers during a period of high distrust and data legislation changes. For example, your customer might not actually understand the difference between shipping times and processing times. So it's really up to the business and your brand to communicate when a product's going to leave a warehouse, when it's going to arrive at the customer's doorstep. And we sync with Klaviyo and Gorgeous to help provide customers with those most accurate data points possible. By providing support at every step of the delivery experience, you can send alerts when an order has been received or delayed, when the carrier picked it up, when it's left the warehouse, as well as just when it's expected to deliver. In terms of support, you can automate these customer alerts as well. So when an order is maybe an exception or on hold, so you really aren't having those questions of where is my order? So personalizing that experience really creates that trust, transparency when it comes to your brand and makes customers want to come back again. So to recap, pretty easy steps. So I would say definitely for beginners, start with branded packaging. We work with partners like Arca, No Issue, and Packlane to make a truly unique packaging designs that stand out from the standard brown box. Next, take the steps with custom gift notes and inserts. This is a great way to allow customers to add their own personalized touch when sending a gift, or for you as a brand to also include those special discounts and offers on those repeat purchases. And then lastly, connect your tech stack with leaders like Gorgeous, Klaviyo to send personalized updates on orders and to help answer customer support questions with real-time shipping and delivery information. This will really help to further establish trust in your brand and really make people want to return and purchase again. Awesome. And we do have an offer right now. So I want to make sure to include this code, scan it with your phone now. If you're interested, we're offering new merchants $1,000 in free shipping credit when they get started with us. So it's important to remember too, customization isn't one size fits all. Every brand has a different solution. So thinking about your brand, your end customers, and the experience you want is really important for when that package arrives at the door. Thanks, guys. I will hand it off to the next speaker.
I believe that is me.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. I am Ria. I'm the Technology Partnerships Manager at Nosto. Let's get right into it. So one of the things I wanted to start with Nosto is, everyone here has talked about reviews, emails, shipping, and how we can personalize through all of these different touch points and different channels. So I really want to talk about what we can do on site. One thing that we take very seriously at Nosto, we're very proud of our singular mission, and that is to make every impression relevant. So everything we do at Nosto is every product that we sell at Nosto is about making every impression relevant. So basically what Nosto is, I really like to use Lululemon as an example, is I'm Ria. I like yoga pants. I'm a girl. Maybe my favorite color is pink. When I go to lululemon.com on the homepage, I'm going to see an experience that's unique for me. But if Greg or Rory goes to lululemon.com, they're men, they probably want to see something that is more related to them. Maybe it's water bottles. Maybe they're really interested in yoga pants for men. They want to see that experience when they hit the site immediately. So that increases stickiness. And so that encourages them to stay on that website and shop. That's what Nosto does. So basically, we sit right on top of the e-commerce platform. We collect behavioral data through, browsing activities. We also collect a lot of customer attributes through various different integrations, but also from your e-commerce platform. And then we put it into our data ingestion engine, which creates these segments like first-time visitors, price sensitivity, whether they're male or female, where they're located. And then it goes into our experience delivery platform, which is, the different products that we sell at Nosto. So we sell on-site product recommendations, we sell content personalization, category merchandising, pop-ups, bundles, shoppable Instagram, and now we have personalized search. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the different personalization techniques with examples of customers. The first one we're going to talk about is thesportsack.com. And the beginner technique we're suggesting here is just strategically placing dynamic product recommendations on your website. So thesportsack.com, for those of you that don't know, they sell nylon bags. They're very popular in the 2010s. I definitely have a number of these bags, very interesting brand. But before Nosto, their e-commerce team was creating these product recommendations on their website manually. So that takes up a lot of time and they're static, they don't change. So Nosto offered automation and customization that the Sports Sack used to see an almost 3% increase in conversion rates across their website. So this is how they did it. We put bestseller recommendations on their homepage and their 404 error page. Browsing history recommendations, these are unique to each customer that enters the website on product pages. Personalized product recommendations, obviously unique to each customer that enters the website on cart pages, and search-related product recommendations on search pages. So as you can see, the numbers at the bottom here, they're really impressive. We saw a 9% increase in average order value, a 2.4% increase in conversion rates. And the cool thing about Nosto is you can see exactly how much Nosto has generated for you through these different recommendations, different content blocks. And we found that 12% of total site sales were generated by these recommendations. Pretty interesting. Great. So the intermediate technique we're going to talk about is dynamic merchandising. And the client we're going to talk about here is Skinny Dip. Merchandising is really difficult, especially when you have a ton of different products on your website. Skinny Dip specifically, they sell phone cases, clothing, and accessories, and they have thousands of different products. And, it takes their team a long time to figure out which ones to promote on which pages for which customers. That's a lot of questions. So, Skinny Dip came to us during COVID when they had to shut down all of their retail locations. So over 200 stores had to shut down and they had all of their efforts concentrated online, and they had a team that didn't have the resources that they needed to be able to manually merchandise their website. So they turned to Nosto, and Nosto offered these dynamic merchandising tools that allowed Skinny Dip to strategically create experiences on their website that were relevant to each consumer, but also boost revenue. So this is exactly how they did it. As you can see here on the right-hand side of the screen, this is what our merchandising tool looks like on the back end. You can basically add weights to different product attributes, and it will change the way that's presented on that category page. So for example, Skinny Dip wanted to clear new product inventory on their sale page. So they promoted trending products, discounted items, and revenue per view. And the results speak for themselves. They saw a 49% uplift in conversion and a 59% increase in click-through rates, which is amazing. The second thing that they tried to do, which is the example that you see on the right-hand side, is increase conversion rates on popular non-sale items. So they really wanted to maximize AOV here. So they demoted discounted items and basically saw amazing results in each category as well. They saw a 36% increase in conversion rate in beauty, 12% increase in conversion rate on clothing, and for phone cases and accessories, a 35% increase in conversion rate. I also wanted to note here that these results were measured against Skinny Dip's manual practices, and it was over a 90-day period. So this is pretty impressive. The advanced technique we're going to talk about is using a combination of Nosto's tools to create that in-store experience. And a really good example of this is Dermalogica. Dermalogica, everybody knows Dermalogica. They're a medical grade skincare brand, and they have a very strong focus on their in-store locations and a service that they offer in their stores where a skin therapist will actually look at your face and recommend a regimen for your face that's unique to you and to you as a customer. So similar to Skinny Dip, when the pandemic hit, they had to close all of their stores and their online traffic suddenly became very big. And they needed to continue this in-store practice online to retain that customer base that they had built up over such a long time since 1986. So Dermalogica used a combination of Nosto's content personalization, dynamic bundles, recommendations, and pop-ups to recreate that in-store experience. So this is exactly how Dermalogica did it. With their face mapping technology, we were able to create a widget that would kind of appear on the left hand of the screen. So you can see that in the example over here with the products that were recommended to the customer during that skin mapping exercise at the point of sale. Previously, before Nosto, they were using email capture to have those results emailed to them later, which could potentially result in the customer being lost at a critical point in the sales funnel. So Nosto was able to kind of overcome that by creating this recommendation widget that basically showed you the customers that showed you the products that you were being recommended for the face mapping experience, which resulted in almost a 13% post-click conversion rate on the face mapping consultation. The second thing that we did for Dermalogica during the pandemic was adding dynamic bundles to product pages. So if you were looking at a face wash, we would recommend the appropriate toner and lotion and maybe face scrub that goes with that face wash in a complete your regimen bundle, which basically increased average order value by almost 7%. And then the other thing that we did for Dermalogica was we added a recommendation into a pop-up the second time the customer would come back to the website. So if a customer was browsing for a lip balm or a specific face wash before they left the website the last time, when they re-enter the website, we'll have a little pop-up that says, hey, you can pick up where you left off. And that had a 5% click-through rate on returning visitors, which really helps create a sticky experience. Also, it's like walking into a store and the sales associate remembering exactly what you bought the last time. So pretty interesting how Dermalogica used our tools to recreate that in-store experience. But that was my presentation from Nosto. If you're interested in learning more about customer experience, we're happy to offer you guys a free customer experience audit, and we'll tell you exactly what we think you should be doing on site, whether or not you decide to go with Nosto. Feel free to email me at ria.jindal@nosto.com, and I'll pass it off to Rory.
Cool. Thank you very much. So, hi guys, thanks for having me. My name is Roy, and I'm the head of partnerships at Rise AI, managing our tech and agency partnerships activity. Today, I would be happy to share with you more information about our product, interesting clients and partners that we work with, and a few techniques for implementing personalization with our service to improve your brand performance. So first of all, what is Rise AI? Rise is a holistic digital solution that facilitates a variety of activities as store credit rewards, cashbacks, store credit refunds, referrals, compensations, and of course, gift cards. And most importantly, all these activities are accumulated into one digital wallet for each customer. It is clear that our product impact for our merchants is huge. As you can see from the numbers, an amazing increase in redemption, upsell, and gift card sales. Check out how top brands use Rise as their store credit solution and gift card provider. Just to name a few, Universal Music Group, Allbirds, Figs, Skims, Fenty, Brooklinen, and many others. And it's also worth mentioning that Rise is seamlessly integrated with top tech partners such as Okendo, Klaviyo, Recharge, Narvar, Global E, Loop, and many other high-end tech solutions. Our platform can be completely personalized to fit the need of any merchant. The possibilities are literally endless. Now I would like to share with you a few techniques for implementing personalization for your brand. A few of them you can actually execute immediately. The first example I will share is about our gift card sales. This is our gift card page, but with Rise, merchants can create a unique and advanced setup that will empower merchant sales, unlike other services. First of all, unlike the Shopify native gift card solution, we have the Send as a gift card feature that enables you to send a gift card directly to the recipient, scheduled for a future date. The customer can even write a personalized written message, and our gift card can be redeemed seamlessly as part of the regular checkout. Also important to mention is that everything is accumulated into one place, the customer's digital wallet. He can see his amount anytime in one place while checking his balance page, and customers can see all their gift cards and store credit that they accumulated in the store. Here is a nice example with the beauty chef, one of Rise clients. Using Rise, a merchant can incentivize shoppers to buy gift cards and make sure they come back later and keep on purchasing in the store by activating a buy one, get one gift card promotion workflow. So when a customer purchases a gift card, an additional gift card is issued and sent to him. You can even schedule the additional gift card to be sent during slow business months to keep the customers in the loop and make sure they will re-engage with your brand. Another nice example is with Vessi. They offered customers who purchased the gift card an extra 15% bonus on top of the value of the gift card that they just bought. The incentivized program empowered customers to purchase more gift cards for an even higher value. It is actually funny because the industry sees us as a gift card solution, but we are actually way more than that. And another interesting technique is our store credit rewards. This is Vici cashback program, how to spend more and get more. This can be a great opportunity for any brand to offer a campaign that reaches higher revenues. Using Rise, you can increase the AOV of customers by offering store credit rewards based on the customer's cart value. So actually, the more the customer spends, the higher the reward will be. In this use case with Creed, the brand created a tryout program that actually turned new shoppers into engaged customers. In this program, any purchase of a sample product would get the purchaser an equal amount of store credit to be used for future purchases. And since Rise includes the ability to set a store credit expiration date, Creed were able to further incentivize purchases with a short redemption period. Here is actually an example to show you how flexible is our platform. How you can set up a workflow and the ability to set up conditions and decide what will be the reward. As an example, if the customer spends more than $300, you will receive store credit of X amount that the brand will choose. And if he's spending more than $500, he will receive an even higher amount of store credit. And the thing is that the brand can actually decide what will be the conditions and how much will be the rewards. As an example, the Okendo integration that Rise has enables customers to write a review and credit will hit their account immediately. The last technique I would like to share with you guys is utilizing our powerful custom triggers. This is our most advanced technique that enables you to manage a store credit engine that automatically issues store credit to your customers from an endless amount of activities determined by a preset logic and conditions. And the number of opportunities is huge, such as rewarding for completing a quiz, birthdays, newsletter signups, win-back campaigns, and a bunch of more. You can even connect Rise to other tech partners that we don't have a native integration with. As an example, I've already shared with you the integration we have with Okendo. But you can even set up with the custom trigger a reward for the new Okendo survey product. So if someone is completing a survey, you will receive store credit, just like the review product. And of course, that you can leverage with the custom trigger all the Rise advanced store credit features, such as the automatic opening of our digital wallet for each new customer. So he will accumulate all his rewards store credit that he is earning. The store credit expiration date to bring customers back. Additional credit for a refund as a better incentive for the customer to come back more times. And the time delay. You can select when the credit will be issued to the customer. So it's important to say that each brand can personalize their own unique custom trigger workflow to fit their specific business use case for each brand, actually. So that's pretty much it. I would like to thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy learning about Rise. Based on the use cases that we looked at together, it is clear that the impact has been huge for these brands with Rise, and now is the time to launch a personalized and an advanced experience for your customers. So please feel free to visit our website at rise.ai, or you can reach out directly to me through email. So thank you very much.
Great. Thanks so much, Roy. And thank you so much to all of our speakers today. Hope everyone learned some really valuable tips again for beginner, intermediate, how to scale your personalization strategy, across your entire tech stack and customer experience. So thank you so much again to all of our speakers today. You guys all will be receiving a recording of this and a copy of the deck within 24 hours. But feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any additional questions. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.